From 0 to 60.
I'm Matt McChesney. I am the owner and operator of 6-0 Football Academy and 6-0 Equipment. Played at the University of Colorado from 2004. 6 years in the National Football League on both sides of football.
I'm Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. That is Coach Prime. We are at the University of Colorado. Brother, thank you so much.
All right. 0 to 60. We're rolling. What's happening? Happy Friday, everybody out there. I'm your host, Matt McChesney. This is 0 to 60. We are out at the compound at Triple Creek Ranch, and happy to be here. We were at the UNC Mega Camp earlier this morning, and Big Boy, say hi, Big Boy.
What's up?
Big Boy balled the fuck out. So it's going to be a great show. We got a lot to talk about. We had like 13 offers go out this morning to Dungeon Family guys at this fucking camp. The only guys that got offered at the camp were my guys. I'm not saying we're doing shit right, but goddamn, numbers don't lie. So we have a lot to talk about today. Bailey's on the ones and the twos. Let's fucking go.
Matt, how you doing? Happy Friday. We're in the building, and things sound pretty good over at 6-0 Academy. Talk about your camp a little bit at UNC. You just mentioned a bunch of offers coming through. How's it going with that?
So we had the mega camp today, and there were tons of teams there. And the Dunge family guys just balled out. Evan Hines got multiple offers. Asher got multiple offers. Phoenix got offered. Brody got offered. John got offered. Peyton Edwards got offered.
Damn.
Is that everyone? I think that's everyone. But then some guys got like 3 offers. John got 3 at one time. Asher got 2 at one time. Evan got 1. Like the fact that Northern Colorado was so aggressive today, and Coach Lamb was so aggressive is what I loved. Like he saw them practice, and they don't offer young guys. So unless you're going to be a senior, you're probably not getting an offer. And that's the way you have to do it at Northern Colorado. Like you know, it's just you offer a kid when he's a freshman or a sophomore, you're probably not going to be able to recruit that kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if they don't have, Division Ones, or like Evan has Fresno State and a couple of others, Northern Colorado can compete with Fresno State for him if they really go out and recruit him hard. So it's why we grind. It's why we work. All the parents and people that were there that watched the way that our guys operated, they're starting to reach out and booking consults and shit. So, one badass breeds the next one, and this is just how it works. So Big Boy balled the fuck out, made the Final 5 again, and now at the mega camp, and really, showed out well with all the older guys, and I couldn't be more proud. So yeah, the Dungeon family is exploding right now, dog. From Deacon and Breck and Reese and Phoenix getting Liberty the other day, and Evan and Nick and Moon. I mean, it's fucking nuts right now. So it's why we do this bullshit. That's for damn sure.
Absolutely, exactly. And sticking on camps, you also visited CU's camp as well. Got to see Nick in action as well. Here we'll show his rep in a sec, but here you see Nick with Coach Hageman and Coach Gunnar White. Talk about the Colorado camp a little bit, Matt. How did that go?
I thought it was extremely well done. They went in and watched film afterwards. Nick made one of the Final 5. The big right tackle there is Colton Ott. He's one of our guys too, and they actually offered Colton. He got an offer, so that's pretty fucking cool. He's going against Pecco's cousin right here. So I'm going to get Pecco on the show. We talked for a long time about tons of different shit because I've known DP for a long time. So it was awesome, bro. They were super cordial. It was family. It's the way it's supposed to be. Coach George, the linebacker assistant, like Andre Hart's guy.
Yep.
Yeah, he's the fucking man, bro. He's the man. I mean, he really is good for recruiting. He's great with the kids. I thought Coach George and Coach Gunnar did a great job. Coach Gerard wasn't at this camp, but he was celebrating his wedding anniversary. but the other two were awesome. Coach Gunner was fired up. So I think that and then judging by, like, I got to put eyes on all the linemen because they were all helping with the camp.
Right. What are your thoughts?
Bro, we are fucking huge.
Good.
They're not fucking huge. They are huge. And, like, a couple of them were salty and, like, just they were kind of, like, standoffish, and I dig that shit. I like that's what I'm looking for from offensive linemen. If you're like hey, how you doing? Like, nah, man. Like, I don't want to be approachable. And some of these guys are just not approachable, and that's good. That's a good thing. That's what we want. So I was blown away by how they did the camp. I wish that Colorado would do padded camp more. Like, if they can do padded camp in Greeley, why the fuck can't we do padded camp in Boulder? Like, we need to do padded camp in Boulder, bro. That's the only reason I ever was found is because of a padded camp in Boulder where I went out and just fucking tooled everybody at camp and just fucking murdered everyone. And Alfred Williams was guest coaching. And, like, I remember I was going into my sophomore year of high school, and they had #1 tackle from California out, and I beat him up 3 straight reps, inside, outside, and ran him over. And Big Al was out there like, oh, this boy's got the best damn feet in camp and shit. I can remember like it was yesterday. He's my favorite player ever. And it just, without that moment, I don't know if I get to play at CU. So this was a great opportunity for all these kids at Northern Colorado, and they're the only school that does it. Why doesn't CSU do a padded camp? Why doesn't Colorado do a padded camp? What are we doing? T-shirts are cool.
But
like,
padded camp a little bit different.
I did the padded camp where you don't know shit about the guys you're going to play against. That's different. You know, like, there's no scouting. It's just show up. I test everybody. Everyone's looking at everyone, like, trying to fucking figure it out. Everyone goes to the little circles, you know, like guys that they know. All the 6-0 guys congregate together. Even the kid that quit. Weird. Why does he keep hanging out with us? I don't know. The kid that Deacon threw on his head, that kid quit. But he's always at the camps and hanging out with us. And then I show up and he leaves. I wonder why. I didn't throw you on your fucking head, bro. Blame Deacon. Hey, thanks a lot, Deacon. Costing me fucking money.
Right. No.
Goddamn. But yeah, bro, it was awesome, and the camps have been really good to us. We didn't make it out to Oklahoma, unfortunately, but we will next year. Roper has been blowing up. He got Texas A&M in Oklahoma about a week ago, bro. It's just things are very fluid. So look, I'm going to say this one more time before we get into the day. Everybody watching, if you are a parent of an athlete or you know someone who needs help, the longer you wait, the further behind you fall. Because this is not a fucking game. It's not a recruiting battle anymore. This is straight business. This is leverage. And do you get opportunity or don't you? And there's a ton of money on the table. And like people that are getting mad about that, you've never had any. So you're obviously getting mad at people that get it. So, you know, like the players can get paid now, and it has ratcheted everything up. It's you played past high school, Bailey.
Yeah.
Okay. You know the guys on the field that aren't supposed to fucking be there. This eliminates that.
Right.
Like, this is going to eliminate anybody that's ever played, especially from our generation. My generation, you're younger than me, but you still played before all this payment shit. So anybody that played before they started paying guys, and you had a scholarship that you could literally just leech off of. Free school seekers, right? Guys who just go there and their shoulder hurts and then they medical. That you can't do that shit anymore. Like, if you do not perform and you don't work hard and you're a bad student, and you smoke dope every day and like can't go to class and you're a drunk and like all this other shit, you're fucking gone, dog.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's making everybody really, really level up. And honestly, as an old head now, I wish that it was like this when I was playing, because I didn't respect my stipend check for some reason. I almost felt like it was owed to me. And I know that's fucked up to say, but when I got to the NFL and they handed me my signing bonus, it changed the way that I thought. I was like, wow. So I can only imagine if they would have tied my success to the money in college. I doubt that I would have acted the same, but I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. These kids seem a little bit more mature with all the money on the fucking table. So let's get into this shit. I know we got a lot to talk about.
Absolutely. Let's get into it, Matt. And before we talk, we got so much news to talk about. But one thing I wanted to kind of bring up, I think, Matt, you might have covered it on Monday. Deacon Schmidt, you mentioned it, down to his top 3, committing on the 28th. What are your thoughts, Matt, seeing Colorado in the top 3? Got OU and Alabama there as well. 2 great offensive line coaches, great schools that run the ball. Matt, what are your thoughts?
Well, I'll be there on the 28th, sitting right next to Big Boy. Fuck, man. This is tough. This is tough. And I was talking about this with Nick and Bree on the way back from camp today. And it was like, if you're a Deacon, what do you do? And I tried to run it down like this. You can rank the 3 schools however you want. CU's probably 3rd if you're talking about like national prominence and all that shit. It's Alabama and Oklahoma, for God's sakes. Mm-hmm. Deacon has to weigh on his scale how much staying home is important to him. And I sat at camp the other day with Pat Schumer, the OC, and Pat and I must have talked for 30 minutes just about Deacon and Breck.
Really?
And like, especially Deacon, because Breck's going to high school in Florida, so he's got roots down there now. He's got Southern roots, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Deacon's from fucking Windsor, bro. Like, I went to Niwot. We drove by Windsor and Niwot on the way to Greeley today. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a Northern Colorado kid. This is the kind of guy they have to keep home. But when you've got Coach Kaplivic, who coached at CU under Shady Mel Tucker, which has nothing to do with Coach Cap, by the way. He's a fucking straight arrow, good coach. Mm-hmm. And he's at Alabama. If you go to Alabama and you stay there for 5 years and develop and early enroll, I would say the chances of you making the playoff and playing for a national title are about 100%, at least once, right? In 5 years?
Seemingly so, yeah.
You actually think they're going to miss the playoff for 5 fucking straight years? No way.
I mean, they're going to be, they're going to be competing.
They're going to compete. You're going to compete for SEC titles. You're going to compete for national championships. You're going to be developed. You're going to play against the best players in the country. But Alabama, for all of its benefits, there are big fish in the biggest pond ever. It doesn't matter how good of a player you are. You'll probably never be the best guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just so many greats. There's so many Heisman winners and so many national titles. It's like, yeah, you won with the Yankees, and that's great. The Yankees got another title. That's the way Alabama is. Right?
It's regular.
Oklahoma's a little different because Alabama's got the most security, in my opinion. And people are going to get mad at me when I talk about this. You need to listen to what I'm saying. I don't think DeBoer gets fired anytime soon because their recruiting class and they're just too good to lose consistently, right?
Yeah, I agree.
And they're not going to fire him after 1 or 2 losses a year. That's just not the way that they operate there. They're very loyal. Mm-hmm. So I don't think they want to set the precedent of having Saban there for so long and then one guy struggles a little bit perceived and they're just cutting him and they're bringing him down. That doesn't give a lot of fucking faith to the next guy to come in and be like, well, you're going to let me build? You let Saban build? You don't let this other guy do it? So I think they have the most stable coaching perspective here. And I only say that because Oklahoma is now in its 2nd year in the SEC. They were dog shit last year with a Big 12 roster. Mm-hmm. Venables is bringing them into the SEC. He's a great coordinator. But if they struggle again in Norman this year, do you actually think they're not going to fire him?
It's going to be really tough, man.
He's gone, dog. If they could go 6-6, I think he'd get fired.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they have
to win. How many games do you have to win in Norman to keep people fucking cool? Like 9 or 10 minimum.
I mean, I was going to say at least 8, but not if you're saying 9 or 10.
I'm saying 9 or 10, bro.
It's going to be interesting, Matt, with them. They got Mateer, the quarterback, coming up from Washington State. He gets his OC.
They got a great recruiting class. They were good in the transfer portal. They got dudes everywhere. But it's like we've said on the show so many times, you're not going to fucking Ames. You're not going to Ames anymore. You're not going to Lawrence, Kansas anymore. You're not going to Lubbock anymore. You're not going to Waco anymore. You're not going to fucking West Virginia anymore. You're not going to Cincinnati and shit. You're going to LSU and Alabama and Auburn and fucking
Knoxville,
and then all these other Texas and all these other motherfuckers. So Oklahoma, it's almost like careful what you wish for. You dominated a conference, 55 titles in 100 years. So every other year you won the Big 12 or the Big 8. And Nebraska was on the other side of that, and then a couple of other teams sprinkled in. I just look at it and go, that is a great opportunity because you get to play for Bill Beatenbaugh.
Yeah.
But what if you do struggle? The next coach might not like you, and Venables gets fired and he's gone. But they could win 11 games and Venables stays there for 10 years. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
So it's a teeter-totter year for Oklahoma. I think there's a lot of stability at Alabama. And then Colorado's the wild card here because it's the home school. His parents are down the street. He's a hometown kid. He loves his roots. I'm down the street. Like we've talked about this 100 times. Like I can just keep working with you. I'm in Boulder. And I'm like, yeah, bro. You can. That's how this works. You guys would have to be fucking crazy if you think that I want one of my best players that I've ever worked with not to stay home. The fact that we're in the top 3 makes me so happy because the majority of my guys, and I can just start reeling them off, they don't go to CU.
Right. Yeah.
They just don't. They leave the state or they go to other schools. So I really hope that they can bag him. The wild card here is, man, I hope Coach Prime is okay.
Yeah, me too, Matt. Yeah.
There's been no talk about this. They said they were going to tell us what was going on, and no one said shit. He hasn't been there all summer. No one's really seen him. Like he talks to the coaches, obviously. He does the conference calls and the meetings, but he's at home and he's sick. So I hope that he's okay. And that we've talked about this how many times on the show alone. The only thing I could really see derailing this is if Coach Prime has to step away because of his health.
Right.
And I thought it would be blood clot related, like what happened with his toes and shit, right? But I don't know what's going on here, and no one does.
Yeah.
So that's a wild card. You've had different offensive line coach every year. Now you have 3 instead of Beatenbaugh, Kaplovic. Now you got 3 guys. So it's different.
Way different.
That doesn't mean it's bad.
No, it's just way different.
I do think that this perception, and Pat and I talked about this a long time, this perception that like you have to go to the SEC or the Big Ten to be successful. And even I've fallen victim to this. I've talked about it like, how can I tell my guys to go to a Big 12 school if they've got multiple SEC and Big 10 offers? Well, fuck. I mean, they're not going to Iowa State, though. They're not going to Cincinnati. They're going to CU, where we just won a Heisman. And we just had the number 2 pick in the draft. And I know Shedeur fell, and we'll talk about him, but Shedeur's going to be starting for Cleveland by the week 5. Flacco's not going to last.
Damn.
So Dylan Gabriel's not the guy, and Kenny Pickett's fucking hands are too small to hold the ball. That guy's not going to fucking play. So I look at this whole situation, and I'm very happy for Deacon and the Schmidts. They have earned all of this. They earned every penny they're going to make. They earned every opportunity they're going to get. This kid does things right, and he's big and physical and mean, and he's off the field. He's a big teddy bear. And that's what you're looking for. You don't need a psychopath 24 hours a day. That's not a good look. So I think Deacon, if he were to stay in Boulder, he could be the tip of the spear to keep other guys home. And it sets a precedent. And I hope that he sets it. I do not want my guys leaving if they don't have to. So I hope he sets it. Because I did. I set that when I was going out, I was the first commit of my class in 2000. And I remember talking to Coach Barnett like, hey, I am going to do everything humanly possible to make sure that Sean Tuff stays home, to make sure Clyde Sorrell stays home, to make sure Marcus Harris stays home, even Craig Oaks punk fucking ass from Fairview, to make sure his soft punk fucking ass stays home, to make, all the Purify, make sure Purify doesn't fucking leave, to make sure that the in-state guys we had to have to build a core to win are there. So you're not going to get a lot of those guys in Colorado anymore. Coach Prime, Coach Gerard, Gunner, and Coach Hang and everybody are very selective. But when they select you, I think you have to be smart enough to see through the veil of the SEC and the Big Ten. And I have to do the same thing. And this is me like recanting a little bit and kind of maturing in my opinion because I've got more information. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've thought about it longer, and he's got his top. It's just we've had more discussions about what's important. And after talking to all the coaches and really who's recruiting him the hardest, like Alabama hopes they get him. If they don't, they've got about 15, 20 other guys that they can just line up. Oklahoma really hopes they get him. I think that Venables loves him. I think Beatonbaugh really thinks that he's a pro and can turn him into a fucking professional first-round, second-round draft pick type guy because that's what Bill Beatonbaugh does, period.
Yeah.
And that would be big for Norman. But outside of Beatonbaugh, Deacon Schmidt, the Schmidts, and like the Oklahoma offensive line room, they're just going to see another big offensive lineman from Colorado committing. Deacon Schmidt commits to the University of Colorado. It is going to be the fucking news of news. It is a fucking monster party. Windsor High School is going to explode on the 28th when he announces it. I'm going to tackle him on the fucking stage, for God's sake. It's going to be a goddamn riot, bro, in a good way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, it's going to be incredible. It's going to set a precedent that the top players in Colorado should and can stay home, and Coach Prime is going to recruit them. Speaking of guys staying home, you know who I've heard nothing but unbelievable things about and probably is going to start? Zane.
Really?
They are saying Zane is bigger, stronger, faster, can jump higher than everybody they got. He is fucking super mature for his age. Nobody can guard him. Nobody can cover him. He's a fucking terror in the weight room. And he just fucking got there. They haven't even done anything with him yet. So, like, I've always said, like, Zane, bro, you could be Gronkowski.
Let's go.
Do this, right? So I think Zane is going to step in at tight end as freshman and fucking ball out.
And Matt, that makes me optimistic for that tight end room. We talked about it. Zane, Zach Atkins, they got, I think Savell still. I mean, they got plenty of tight ends now, Matt.
He's fucking balling. And look, Deacon would be on the same trajectory, right? We made sure Zane early enrolls and gets the fuck out of Loveland and goes, no offense to Loveland, and goes to Boulder to get right. You know what I'm saying? He's waiting until fucking August for training camp. Same thing. Deacon's gone in January, wherever he's going. So, as a guy who stayed home, are there pitfalls if you stay home? Yeah, there are. You have way more opportunity to look like an asshole if you're an asshole because everyone knows you. You're not just getting kicked out of the town. You can't, like when I got kicked out of school after my sophomore year and didn't play in the Fiesta Bowl and I had to like go 10 minutes down the road, it was pretty embarrassing because I live here, so I can't escape the embarrassment. You feel me? If I would have gone to the other schools, I just would have got kicked out and gone home. No one give a fuck. So I think Deacon has to just weigh what's really important to him. And he's going to get a good sized paycheck regardless because he's the number one player in the state of Colorado and a 4-star recruit. And he should. This is what they're worth. This is what good offensive linemen are. They're worth the money. So I personally am praying that Deacon Schmidt is a buff, but I totally get and support him playing for Oklahoma and Alabama because Kapovic and Beatonbaugh are awesome coaches. They're fucking great programs. He's going to be I don't know how you can go wrong with any of the three. He has to determine what is the most important to him. I'll tell you, it would be – he's going to tell me beforehand. He said he'd give me like 3 or 4 days notice on what he's going to do. So I'm going to know before everybody. So I guess you're just going to have to try and read the room, but have fun trying to read my emotions because I got people in my head, dog. You have no idea what the fuck I'm thinking ever. So just get your mind right for that shit.
June 28th, Deacon Schmidt. We're going to hear it, but yeah, I don't.
Here's a good question. Here's a good question. Do I want to know early? I have to know. I'm part of this team.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Cliff and I and his parents and everybody involved in all the negotiations and all of the recruiting and all the shit that goes along with this. Since Deacon walked in when he was 15 years old with no offers and just a dream, and now he's walking out number one player in the state with fucking opportunity falling off of him.
Right.
we have to know what he's going to do before he does it. The last fucking person on earth that needs to be surprised about this is me.
Yeah.
And look, I in no way, shape, or form am going to try and sway him. Everyone needs to understand this. In no way, shape, or form am I going to sit there and say you should do this because I think you should.
Right.
I'm going to give him my opinion, and I don't really have anything negative to say about all three of the places. So he has to make that decision, and whatever decision is made, I support it 1,000%. And I'm going to be a massive fan of that school, watching my guy ball the fuck out, period.
Yeah,
so, it's a big decision, dog. There's a lot of shit going on here. So
absolutely, no doubt, Matt. No doubt. And I can't wait to see it. I mean, just going weigh the pros and cons and decide what's best for him either way.
And I will say this too. All the shine from earlier this morning and I'm like trying to post all this shit. It's crazy. Go on Instagram, you'll see all the offers. We'll post all of it on Twitter. Mm-hmm. On Monday, we'll run through all of it. I couldn't get it to me fast enough. This is why we do this shit. Like this, all this pressure and all this fucking, all these eyes is exactly why Zane does it and why Deacon does it and Brack and Nick and Moon and Evan and everybody else. That's why we do it. So I'm telling you, this is a great fucking problem to have. I'll tell you that shit.
Absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. Well, Matt, let's get into it. We're gonna cover two brief topics involving fields and stadiums, and then we're gonna take a commercial. And then when we come back, we have so much more to discuss, Matt. But I gotta ask you about this as somebody, you who played at Folsom Field. How do you feel about the new turf, Matt? You were getting our first look at it, Matt. How do you feel about it? Seeing it? What are your thoughts? First reaction.
First of all, it is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
It's gorgeous. It looks fucking incredible. I love the different shades of green in between the 5-yard mark. Like 5 yards, it changed dark green, light green. That is fucking dope. It's going to make them look super fast. I love the black end zones. I think it's fucking super cool, especially with the backside saying Colorado Buffaloes the way it does. That's so super dope.
That's awesome.
Now, as a coach and a guy who's just now standing on turf and watching and coaching, I'm fine with this. I think the CU logo is fucking dope. It's super bold. This looks incredible. And I would expect nothing else from the field crew at CU. The grass at CU, this is my only beef. The grass at CU, bro, was so fucking perfect. When's the last time you saw a game at CU where they had patches on the turf and it looked shitty? Never. I've never, like, they have to paint the fucking turf at Arrowhead. Like, they have to paint the turf at the Broncos stadium. The Buff stadium was always pristine. Yeah. I think that Prime thinks that turf is faster. And he's probably right. But the grass was incredible. I love playing on it. This is also looks incredible, and I have no beef. This is what I want to see. Maybe we can do a vert on this because I want you to cut up about 2 or 3 different ones from today because we got a lot to talk about. But I want to see them flip the sideline. I don't want the Buffs on this sideline anymore. That where the sun is on you the whole game and you're in front of your own student section.
Right. Yeah.
I want the Buffs on the other side in the shade. And I want the other team with our student section behind them yelling at them. That's never going to fucking work because the goddamn student section is right on top of the other team's bench or on top of our bench. Right. So all the players here is the criticism from their own fans. Just flip the fucking sideline. Nebraska flipped their sideline. When I was out there for the game when they brought Nick out, I was like, holy shit, they flipped the sideline. Flip the sideline. Get them out of the sun. Put them on the other side. You can run Ralphie, and it goes right past our sideline now. And the first thing they see when they're standing on the other sideline is a buffalo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's what I want to see. The grass and the turf is cool. I'm cool with it. I support it. I think it's going to be awesome. It looks great. I'm not playing on it, so I don't really give a shit. I love the grass. I want them to flip the sidelines. I think that would really set it off.
Great point, Matt. I didn't even think about that. That's a great point, Matt. And we'll see if they do that. But I think the turf looks great a lot. I mean,
Looks awesome.
I was, interested to see how it would pair with the stadium. I think it looks awesome. I think they did a hell of a job.
Here, how about this one right here? I want to see a new Ralphie. I think our Ralphie is a little bitch right now too.
Wow. Jeez.
I know that she's growing and shit, but we got this little ass tiny buffalo. Like, bro, I'm trying to put a fucking monster 2-ton goddamn buffalo out there. So shit.
Bro, that's hilarious. Oh my god. Fuck.
So I would love to see a more powerful looking buffalo rather than the little feeble fucking thing we got out there running. Like, it's either a newborn or it has buffalo cancer, one of the two. It's an 800-pound buffalo, dog. The buffalo I ran behind was like 2 tons.
Right. Yeah. No, definitely. Wow. Matt, there's Matt's reaction to the new turf and Folsom.
Yes, it is 100 degrees in Denver, Joey. That is true. But it is 65 degrees inside the fucking compound at TCR where I'm at. And my nipples were getting cold, so I had to put on a hoodie. And we had just been outside for 5 hours. And, man, don't judge me, dog. Fuck.
It's a nice hoodie, too. Joey.
It is a nice hoodie. You can get this on the store, too. Dungeon Family, that's our shit. You can go on 60 Academy. Bailey helped set that up with all the guys. It's really awesome. They'll ship it straight to your house. We got a ton of gear on there and shit, hats and fucking whatnot. So go contribute and buy some shit. The super chats and subs are open, by the way, too. Nick needs new shoes, goddammit. So start contributing because we got shoe money. We need fucking shoe money immediately. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Cool. Shoe money. Let's go. And he earned it today after today's performance. He balled the fuck out today.
Absolutely, Matt. Sticking on our conversation about stadiums and fields, Matt, you sent me a video talking about the Denver Broncos possibly leaving their stadium. Go ahead, take a listen to this.
Denver Broncos really thinking of leaving Denver? Owner Greg Penner just added Aurora to the list of possible stadium sites, along with Lone Tree. The Denver Broncos playing outside of Denver? That's a hard no from most fans. There's a way better option. Buy the Elitch Gardens site from the Kroenke family. Tear it down. Build a world-class stadium right in downtown. The team is called the Denver Broncos for a reason. This franchise helped build the city's identity. Let's not erase that. Should the Broncos stay downtown or move to a brand new suburb stadium?
Matt, as a former Bronco yourself, Colorado guy, what are your thoughts?
Have you never seen this show before, dog? I wear sunglasses all the time. I wear sunglasses
every show we've done at
night. I wear sunglasses when I sleep. I wear sunglasses when I drive. I make love in sunglasses, okay? I don't want to hear it. But thanks for listening, David. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
look, this is my thing on this, okay? I love the stadium downtown. I think it's fucking awesome. It's only been downtown my whole life. They built this new piece of shit next to the old Mile High. I don't necessarily like the new stadium or the stadium that they're in now. I call it the new stadium. It's 25 years old. I think the design is kind of corny and it's cool though. It's loud. They put a bunch of money into it. The video board is awesome that they just put in. Again, the atmosphere is incredible because it's Bronco fans, bro. You could fucking dig a ditch and fucking put 100,000 Bronco fans in it, and it'll be the loudest fucking ditch in the history of ditches, okay? They give a fuck. That's why it's fun. That's why Bronco fans are awesome, because they care. It's not the fucking Chargers. So, personally, I think what's lacking here is the whole compound. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain teams that have built their stadium and then built their new facility and built an entire like city around it, hotels and restaurants, and fucking anything your heart desires, you can put in open space around a megaplex. Also, I'm a purist and I love outside football, but as I've gotten older, I don't like sitting and freezing my fucking dick off at a game. It sucks, dude.
Right, especially in Denver in December.
It sucks, dog. It's not cool. So it makes me want to the game's cool. Can we go the fuck home, watch the rest of it at home? I'm freezing my nuts off over here. Or getting rained on or some shit. Or you can't do anything about the drunk asshole fans that fight. That's going to happen everywhere. So maybe I won't talk about them. But the weather part of it, if Denver has an 80,000 or 65,000 seat stadium with a retractable roof, and they put it down in Lone Tree, which is where we live, there's tons of space down there, bro. It's gorgeous. It's right on I-25. It's 15 minutes south. That's all it is. Does it increase traffic and make it a little bit more of a pain in the ass on Sundays? Yeah. But I think that if they were to do it and you had a retractable roof and you built a community around it, I think you start getting Final Fours. You definitely get a fucking Super Bowl or multiple Super Bowls. You'll get fucking indoor concerts and everything you can do with a retractable roof stadium. Now, if they're just going to build an outdoor stadium again, miss me with all of this, they don't need to build one. If this is not going to be domed and a retractable roof, I don't want them to do it.
Right.
So, and I do think that they need a new stadium. I do think that they need to go put it in a different area. I know that that's going to negatively affect the downtown area. It's going to be a fucking huge knock. I think they should keep the stadium downtown. They should just keep it. Why knock it down? Keep it. Let CU and CSU play there every year. Let Air Force and CSU play there every year.
Yeah.
But, just use it. Don't tear it down for no fucking reason. Play all the high school championship games there and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Great point.
So it's just there's a lot of different options here, but I think that having a new stadium would probably be advantageous.
Definitely, Matt. Definitely. And I mean, I think the ideal what you'd want is a giant stadium with a dome. And I mean, similar to what the Titans are building, a ginormous, massive indoor. I mean, it's got everything. Like you mentioned, restaurants.
It's like a community. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the beating heart. And then everything around it are fucking everything that's going to come with it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think Denver would be smart for them to do the same thing. It's like, look, I respect Buffalo. Well, why they are not doming their new stadium? Are you guys fucking stupid?
Shout out to the Bills.
Are you dumb?
Keep the elements.
Yeah, I get it. Retractable roof, dog. If you want to have a snow game, open the fucking roof. Have an old-fashioned snow game.
Right.
But come on, we live in a time now where we don't need to do this anymore. You don't need to have an open fucking air stadium, especially if you're in a fucking area where it's 4 goddamn degrees outside.
Right. Yeah.
Fuck.
Good point. Yeah, great point.
What do they expect to happen? Look, I wouldn't be surprised one day if they dome Lambeau.
Wow.
Why not? Everything's going to be domed eventually, bro. There's too much revenue being missed out on. Do you know? Look, they're going to do a fucking Super Bowl in Minnesota. I guarantee multiple. They've done it 3 times in the past.
Have to, yeah.
If you put a retractable roof on top of fucking Lambeau, their Super Bowl would be there the next year.
Yeah, no, that's facts. Especially if it's brand new. Yeah, and has to be. I mean, Lambeau's legendary, and you put a dome.
Retractable roofs are necessary. They need to happen.
Absolutely, Matt. Matt, we got so much more to talk about. We're going to go ahead and pay the bills here. Shout out to 6-Year-Old Body Bag and Matt Rule. Gotta love our commercials. But when we come back, Matt, we got a lot to discuss, including Shedeur Sanders getting pulled over by Ohio police 2 times in less than 2 weeks. We also got to discuss NBA Finals. Game 7 is on Sunday. I'm rooting for the Pacers because I can't stand the Thunder.
Bro, I'm rooting for the Pacers so fucking hard.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Ravens signed Jair Alexander. I know Matt's got to take about that. Another vet for the Ravens. Aaron Rodgers, is he married or not? What's he doing? He's strolling on the beach. We got to react to that. Diego Pavia talked about being recruited by Coach Prime during his time at Jackson State, and I want to get Matt's take on that. Adrian Peterson got into a fight that Matt and I will react to accordingly.
Nice.
We're going to discuss that. So much more. If you're watching, folks, hit that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Peace.
Whether it's offensive linemen as they work combos and double teams and also pass pro and punch, I think the unique physicality of this is outstanding. So much so that you can use it for your shield on punt team or as you rush in the shield. There's so many different ways that we're using it. We get better a little bit every single day, and I just wanted to say thank you because I hadn't ever thought of this, and when I saw it, it made total sense, and we're doing a great job with it. So thank you, man. Go Big Red. What this has done for us is it's allowed us to, because of the surface area, because of its firm nature, I can still strike against another player and have to use that punch just like you do on a sled. At the same time, have to time my punch because it could move. I can teach defensive linemen how to handle double teams because they can feel pressure. We can simulate contact in a safe environment in non-contact times because of this unique bag.
Welcome down here to the Lab 60 Football Academy, 60 Strength and Fitness. I am your owner and operator, Matt McChesney. I just wanted to let everybody know that 60 is now on Cameo. You can go on Cameo and request any tips for training, any offensive line, defensive line tips, recruiting tips. I get so many inquiries in my inbox on a daily basis about tips and can you look at my film and can you do this? Can you break down something for me? I'd love to. All right? It's like the Joker said, my man, right here. If you're good at something, never do it for free. So Cameo is now your bridge to 60 Football Academy. Go in, request what you want, tips, suggestions, recruiting, film, and we will make sure that you get the absolute best from the best. So check out 60 on Cameo at 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy. Cameo, 60 Academy.
And we're back.
What's that, man?
And we're back. If you're watching,
Hey, we actually, speaking of Cameo, we actually got like 3 or 4 requests here on Cameo. So if you need anything, you want me to do anything on Cameo, pep talks, we got coaches reaching out saying pep talk for the team, any of that shit. This is what we do. So check out Cameo. We'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, get up, Big Matt on Cameo, 60 Academy. Matt, let's get into it. Lots to discuss here, and let's discuss the topic or topics of the hour here. Shedeur Sanders, Matt, was pulled over by Ohio police on Tuesday morning for driving 101 miles an hour, 41 miles an hour over the speed limit. He was also pulled over earlier this month on June 6th for another speeding incident as well. I talked about this on my show the other day, how disappointing it was seeing this. Shedeur does not need any publicity like this at all. This does not help him at all. It's not smart, and it was disappointing for me to see. But I think Shedeur won't be driving much anymore going forward. But, Matt, what are your thoughts on this?
All right, so look, I've driven fast in my life, okay? I was driving 95 today on the way to Greeley. So I'm not going to sit here and like finger wag at him. Mm-hmm. I will say this. 101 miles an hour at 1 o'clock in the morning. At least he wasn't drunk or high.
Yeah.
He's not. He's just driving fast. And it's really easy to drive fast in these cars, especially the one he's driving. So
TRX. Yeah, things are quick.
I think that he's got a heavy foot, and just this is really this is a teachable moment. That's all. Just dude, just slow down a little bit, dog, or get a driver. Like chill. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be too mad at him about this. I don't think it's a red flag or anything. I think that guys have nice cars and drive fast, and it's dangerous as fuck.
That is true.
But my tone would be totally fucking different if he was drunk or high, which he was not. He didn't have a gun in his car. He's not doing anything wrong other than fucking driving like a bat out of hell. So, I don't know, maybe he was trying to get to the fucking facility super early. You feel me? Like he was on a mission to get there to study. That's what I'm going to go with. Shedeur was trying to.
He was with his girlfriend. I don't.
That was shit, man. She should have fucking. She was going to drop him off and drive home. He didn't want to leave the car there.
Oh, man.
That's not what happened.
Here's what I'll say. Yeah, I don't know if you saw this, Matt. LeBron, same thing, same age. Ironically, the irony of it just is. You can't predict this. It's unbelievable.
Oh, the irony.
Here's what I'll say, Matt. I mean, Look, Shedeur is a quarterback. He's got to be smarter and be a leader by example. So I just, I don't think he's gonna make this mistake again, man. I don't think he's gonna be driving again, and I think that's that. And I think he knows.
So you think Papa Bear's gonna show up and take his keys?
No, I think he's gonna have a girl driving around or something.
He's gonna lose. He's gonna fucking lose his license.
Yeah, that's what I'm like, dude. It's probably smart in him not driving around right now. Just being caught twice, and at 1 a.m.
You don't get a license anymore, dog.
He's driving what, a TRX? It's got like 700 horsepower, man.
He's fucking moving. That thing's fucking cooking, dog. He was out.
Yeah, I don't know. Going back to, what I've been saying, it's just
that fucking car could high step. It would have been.
Yeah, no doubt. But Shedeur's a quarterback. Got to make smarter decisions. I think he'll learn from this and not make this mistake again. Here's his comments on it. He was at David Njoku's celebrity softball game or softball event here. Take a look, Matt.
I know I'll be vibing, bro.
He's just a regular kid. Like, what's wrong with you?
I'm just a little boy.
He didn't do nothing wrong. I haven't seen anything wrong.
He's talking about overall in life. I made some wrong choices personally, and I got owned up to him. I made some, not great choices.
He's saying that because he's an accountable person.
I learned
from the real people.
I learned.
I hope he does learn. No more.
I think Shedeur's just one of the dudes, bro.
Yeah.
I think he comes off and the media portrays him as like this, egotistical cat. Like he doesn't hang out with the team and like he's Shedeur and the rest of everybody else. I don't think that's the way it is at all. I think he's a prankster and a jokester. And I think that this is allowing him to kind of fold into the rest of the group. And everybody seems to be open armed to bring him in. So he's just another one of the fellas, homie. That's all. He drove too fast. He got caught. Mm-hmm. He's obviously, I think, learning from the slip, the 144 slip. I think that humbled him up a little bit. But he's still laughing. He's got a smile on his face, and he should be. It's because he's got the world, like, retrospectively with all this other bullshit, he's got the world by the fucking nuts, dog. The Browns situation is dog shit, and it had been forever. So, like if he can't beat out 75-year-old Joe Flacco, the walking human rapist Deshaun Watson, small hands Kenny Pickett, and fucking the knockoff of Steve Young, the 5'2" knockoff of Steve Young and Dylan Gabriel, that we can't fucking play.
Wow. That eviscerates the Browns quarterback room. Okay, so I
might as well bring back Tim Couch and fucking and goddamn Brady Quinn at this point. Fucking having just a fucking 8 quarterback free for all.
You're a fool, man. So all right, so you already said you think Shedeur is going to work his way up and find a way to start.
I think Shedeur will be starting, especially if they're kind of good. I think Joe Flacco is either going to get hurt or they're going to have no choice but to play the kid. Because he can take him places where I don't think Flacco can take him.
I had the opposite take, Matt. I said if somebody gets the hot hand in Cleveland, and it's not Shedeur. It's going to be pretty tough for him to work his way up. Because you're telling me if Dylan let's just play hypotheticals here. And this is just obviously hypothetical. So Colorado fans, don't lose your mind here.
Or lose it. Fuck.
Or do. Fuck it.
Nothing
Let's
else
say Dylan Gabriel goes in there.
Definitely not a surprise if you lost it.
Let's say Dylan Gabriel, I don't know. Flacco go plays a couple games. They pluck him and put Gabriel in, and they were like 8-2. There's no way Shedeur's playing, right?
No, that's true. Whoever gives them the spark is playing. I'm saying they could be like a 3-3 team and just not playing well at quarterback, and then give Shedeur an opportunity, and he takes off. So I guess whoever gets the opportunity first, like you were saying, is the guy that they're going to run with. I just don't see it being Pickett, bro. There's something about this. Like if it's not Pickett, and it damn sure isn't Deshaun Watson.
Well, I think he's still hurt. I don't think he's even an option. I think with the ownership admitting they made a mistake, I can't see him ever taking a snap in Cleveland again.
It's okay, man. It's noisy. We know you're noisy as fuck. We get it.
I expect Flacco to be the guy, and they'll probably go with Gabriel early, and we'll see how it rolls. Shedeur's got to beat out Gabriel, and if that's that right now. My ceiling for it was week 14, and if the Browns are shitty, because I think if Flacco, I think it's a hot hand. I don't think they're gonna pluck him. No,
well, I'll tell you what, that division is fucking loaded.
Oh yeah. So let's keep talking about it, Matt. Sticking in that division, the Ravens.
We get to talk about this fucking people out. That wrong guy. My bad.
Oh.
Can't wait to talk about
We'll
him.
talk about Aaron Rodgers after this. Let's talk about let's stay positive and talk about Jair Alexander. The Ravens signed Jair Alexander, pairing him back with his college teammate Lamar Jackson. Matt, all I've seen on my Twitter is that the Ravens are going to be Super Bowl champions since this has happened, and that's what everyone thinks now. So, are you agree?
Did you see the DAP? Did you see how clean their DAP was? The sound of it,
video.
The fucking video I sent you, that DAP was like, these two are fucking best friends, dog. Like the DAP, the sound of the DAP, the fucking fluidity of the DAP, like it was just fucking straight. Like fucking bam. You can. It's like a goddamn language that they were speaking to each other. It's incredible.
Damn. All right, here let's check out this video.
Listen to this.
Oh, yeah, you're right. That is clean, man.
Let's do it.
Smooth ass motherfucking DAP, son. So yeah, look, they're obviously boys. They played together, right? At Louisville. Where did Andrew Alexander go to school?
They played at Louisville together.
Yeah, they both played at Louisville together. That's what I thought. This is awesome, bro. When you get the opportunity to play with your homie, especially when you've been separated for 4 or 5 years like they have been, and then all of a sudden he's your fucking teammate, that shit is super dope. Like, it is super fucking cool. So this is awesome. I personally think, I know Bree will agree on this one. I think Baltimore's pretty fucking good, man. I think Baltimore's got a real shot to be really, really good. And I'm hoping that they're the chief beater this year. Like, even if they don't win the Super Bowl, at least get there and keep Kansas City the fuck out.
Wow. I had a prediction on my show, and I stand by it. I really feel that either the Bengals or the Steelers are going to overtake the Ravens in this division.
Even with getting Alexander?
The Bengals
have no defense, and the Steelers have to rely on Aaron Rodgers, who doesn't even know if he's married or not. He's just wearing a ring.
We'll talk about your big of a fan.
Who'd he marry himself? Yeah, fucking Chicago.
Going back to the
what's
Chiefs.
the Pittsburgh backhand called? How do you do that?
Oh,
the Chicago backhand is right there. The Cleveland Steamer, we all know what that is. But what is the Pittsburgh one? What's the Pittsburgh one?
Chat.
Like the Pittsburgh pile driver?
I can't answer Matt's question there, Matt's.
Wait.
So, Matt, Ravens Super Bowl favorites right now in your eyes?
I think the Ravens are my pick out of the AFC right now, yeah.
And then the NFC.
The Eagles.
Good pick.
Eagles Ravens would be a badass Super Bowl, dog.
Oh yeah, that'd be a great game. But nonetheless, Ravens got a new stud at corner. Lamar Jackson's college teammate, Jair Alexander. Matt, let's move forward and discuss somebody who you just are a massive fan of, Aaron Rodgers. So we saw Aaron Rodgers, suit up for Steelers minicamp after he signed with them recently. And in that, he was wearing what looked like a wedding ring, Matt, like a black wedding ring is what it looked like.
It is what the fuck? It's on his wedding hand,
well, apparently it's a wedding ring, but Aaron Rodgers' family does not believe that he's actually married. Public records also show
he married himself.
Matt, I don't know. I don't even know what to say here.
First of all, this guy sucks, dude. Everything about him sucks. He's such a smug fuck. Like, he married himself. Now you're being ambiguous about being married, you fucking goon. Like, he obviously didn't get married because there's no chick. Like, she would be posting on social media, got this motherfucker for half. Definitely.
Jesus.
So I just think that, look, I think this is probably one of those like Obi rings or some shit that like isn't that one of the rings that like gauges his menstrual cycle or some shit? When he should have his next fucking drink of cranberry juice. I personally think that he's a complete joke, and I think he'll have an okay year for Pittsburgh, but he'll be the reason they underachieve and lose. Like, at this point, I think I'd rather have Russell Wilson's punk ass than this fucking guy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
At least I don't have to put up with Aaron Rodgers. At least Russell knows he's married to he knows who he's married to. At least this fucking guy's married to a ghost. All Russell Wilson has to put up with is future. Fucking this guy has to put up with fucking all the shit he just fucking creates in his head.
Oh my Lord.
I wonder if he's got an AI girlfriend. Do you think he bought one of the bots?
I saw a tweet somebody saying
Probably looks like
situation. Matt, is he getting catfish?
Hey, what was his best friend's name that played receiver? Cobb. What was his first name? Randall Cobb. I bet you his sex doll looks like Randall Cobb, just with long hair.
Oh my Lord. Matt, I don't know if you also saw this. Since we're talking about this, Aaron Rodgers walking solo on the beach with his headphones, as his mystery wife remains out of sight, I guess, if that's what they're saying.
Hey, weirdo, fucking goof. I don't know what the fuck this means. What does goon mean? Do you goon or not? I don't know what that means, dog. I'm not hip like all you kids. Why don't you tell me? Give me a fucking definition. What does goon mean, homie? Do you know?
No.
Even fucking Bailey doesn't know, dog.
What do you think of your boy Aaron Rodgers on the beach here?
Dude, I think he's such a douchebag. He just screams douchebag here. I don't know why. He's just a dude walking on the beach and shit. He's just minding his own business, trying to walk on the beach. There's just something about this that just screams douchebag to me.
TMZ's following him, took the pictures. I got a beef to pick with TMZ, Matt. I don't know if you saw this. TMZ posted pictures of Bill Belichick sweating through his clothes with his girlfriend. I got a beef to pick with TMZ. Belichick's gonna make all these. He's gonna make them pay. And North Carolina is gonna be. I'm telling you, I think they're gonna be.
Hey, Bill, if you ain't sweating, you ain't doing it right. So he's chasing that fucking plane like he's chasing that ass. So if you picture, just go find the fucking meme of the penguin from Batman Returns, and you tell me he doesn't sweat. I bet you he pours like a faucet.
Oh my Lord!
Please find me that meme and stuff. Send it to Bailey.
Send it to me. I'll put it up here.
Please, dude. You have to play it. It's so funny. It's the one with his nose, and he's like on top. So gross.
How do you feel about the
Shut up over there?
You can't go outside in 70,000 degrees.
Sorry, we were yelling at the pussy or the cat in the fucking corner.
You guys are fools, man. Oh man.
Shut up.
But Matt, speaking of the Tar Heels, the win total 7.5. I think the Aces.
Let's take the fucking over on that.
Me too. I'm
pounding the fucking over on that.
Yeah, me too. 100%. Man. Still, TMZ, I got beef for picking up. Belichick gonna make y'all pay. Matt, Game 7, NBA Finals is on Sunday. How you feeling about it? I have my input here as a kid that grew up in Seattle and hates the Oklahoma City Thunder because they left in 2008. Go Pacers. And Matt, how do you feel about the game on Sunday?
Go Pacers, dog. Look, I'm very disappointed in. I thought the Pacers in Game 5 in Oklahoma City. I thought they played their ass off. It was just pressing, and it was ugly, but they did not play hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think they knew that their ass was on the line, and they really tried to win. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't their day, and it was ugly. Mm-hmm. I felt like what Oklahoma City did, what was that, 2 nights ago? Last night? Wednesday night? Was it last night? It wasn't last night. It was 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
Last night? Whatever. Whatever Game 6 was, I didn't feel like I feel like they mailed it in. They didn't even try, dog. It was a fucking disgrace. Like, you have a chance to win a title, and you're going to tempt fate by not showing up in Game 6 and trying to close the door on a team like fucking Indiana who literally pulls rabbit out of the fucking hat all the time and has been playing out of their ass the entire fucking postseason and like have beaten everybody they're supposed to lose to the whole time. And like, you're going to give the team that only needs another chance to win another chance to win? Are you fucking stupid? So I think that the fucking Pacers are in a very, very good position to go get this dub. And goddamn, I hope they win. Like, look, I'm sure that the people in Oklahoma City would be super pumped if their fucking team got a W. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
And then Oklahoma City gets a win, and like your city gets a title, and it's your only fucking sports team in the entire shitty state of Oklahoma is just the Thunder. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got the Sooners and the Cowboys and the goddamn Thunder. That's it. So that's cool for them. But the people in Indiana bleed fucking basketball, dog. They love it.
Facts.
And I feel like this would mean so much for the people in Indiana and the Pacer faithful. I think it would be an incredible accomplishment for them. It would solidify the franchise being one of the good franchises in basketball. They never won a title, but they do things right, and they're pretty loyal to their guys. And they're always a hard out. You're never going to get a fucking Pacer team that just shows up and gets washed. So I hope that they win, honestly. Fuck Oklahoma City, bro. They're tired of their face. Fuck their face and go Pacers.
They're a borrowed team, Matt, and they lose in the NBA Finals. That's what they do, and that's what I think is going to happen on Sunday. Bring back the Supersonics. Matt, let's move forward here. Diego Pavia has been making all kinds of social media headlines after his interview with Bustin' with the Boys with Taylor Will Compton. And in that interview, Matt, he dropped a little gem that I figured we could discuss briefly before we get out of here. He talked about getting recruited by Coach Prime at Jackson State, Matt, and has some interesting comments. Take a listen.
Going to Jackson State, but Dion was so real. He was like, hey, you're not this ain't no 50-50. My son's playing regardless. And
he said that.
Yeah. And
so even if you were better than Shedeur.
Even if you were better, like, my son's playing regardless. He's like, we're looking for a backup. He's like, if you want to come here and be backup. And I'm thinking in my head, like, I ain't no fucking backup. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm not going to St. Francis because I can't go to Lee from there. So I was thinking, shit, New Mexico State's my only option.
Damn.
Matt, your thoughts there? I mean, Prime real, kept it real.
He's honest. He's telling him his truth.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't be mad at the guy for it. Like, what the fuck? So, look, just because you can't play for Coach Prime does not mean you can't play. This kid's obviously a stud. But, yeah, he just wasn't a good fit for him. So that's one of the things I thought was so cool today, bringing this full circle. Coach Lamb, the head coach up at UNC, was like, look, just because you can't play here does not mean you can't play. And there's less people playing football, like, retrospectively everywhere, right? So there's tons of opportunity. If you really want to play at the next level, you can find a home. You can find scholarship money and academic support and, like, NIL funding and opportunity. You can. But you have to do the work. You have to fucking find people that are in your corner to help you.
True.
So this is another example of that. It's, he didn't find opportunity at place X. He went to place Y, and it worked out. So I think that kid has a real bright future next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Vanderbilt's like one of those sneaky teams in the SEC. Now, do I think they have the ability? Do I think they can win the conference? No. I don't think they can win the conference. But if they did, that would be fucking nuts. Has Vanderbilt ever won the SEC before? I don't know if they have. They're one of the original members, if I remember correctly, but I don't think they've ever won the title.
Okay, so Matt, here's my thing with Vanderbilt. I've been saying that Vanderbilt's going to have more wins than Tennessee. I believe that they're going to become kings of the state of Tennessee. Yeah, I really think so. I mean, first off, I'm a big believer in Pavia. The Jared Kill effect, him coming over, and his impact on that program, I think, has done wonders. I think Tennessee losing their quarterback this late in the offseason is going to be tough for them. And I don't think the kid from App State is better than Nico. So that's just my thoughts on it. And Vanderbilt's win total, Matt's 4.5. I think that's crazy. I think they're going to kill that easily too. So I'm speaking
4.5 on the year.
Yeah.
No, dude. I'm the over on that too.
Me too.
They have a returning quarterback, and like they had all that success last year. No, I missed me with that.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
they're minimum 7 wins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Vandy does have a tough schedule, but I mean, I think the SEC is gonna. I don't know how you feel about it, Matt, but the more I think about it, I feel like the SEC is gonna cannibalize itself, sort of in the way the Big 12 did last season. No,
and you might be able to get away with it these days because of the expanded playoff.
Yeah, no, that is true. That is true as well, Matt. Last thing I wanted to cover here, and if you're watching, hit that like button, subscribe, become a member. Adrian Peterson got into a fight at I believe a poker game here, Matt. Take a look at this. There's weight, man.
Come on, just tackle that. Beat shit out of him, AP. What are we doing? Whoa. Oh, shit. AP's taking him. Oh, he's on his knees. What are we doing? Why'd he hit the wall? Punch the person, AP, the person.
Matt, that little Mexican cat got him a couple times. Like, oh yeah, Matt. I don't know how you feel, but as a football player, that the fighting notion that all football players can fight is BS.
All football players can't fucking fight, dog.
Matt, as somebody, you played against Adrian Peterson, right? What are your thoughts on seeing this?
I think he should have pile drived his ass into a fucking table.
Yeah, that would have been
use your advantages here, bro. What are we doing? Yeah. And he's just dropping his hands and getting fucking dapped. He got hit like 4 or 5 times straight in the fucking kisser. So yeah, why are his hands in his pockets and shit? Like, obviously this guy's not scared of him, and he shouldn't be. It looks like Adrian Peterson couldn't fight himself out of the way of a fucking wet paper bag right now. He's looking pretty shitty in a bar fight. So no offense to him or nothing, but I don't know, pick up a chair, hit the dude with a chair, fucking run him and tackle him into a fucking table or something.
Yeah.
Fucking the whole make a pencil disappear. It's gone.
There are a lot of things that I would have, I don't know. It's a little, Adrian Peterson got a lot of tough stuff going on in life, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, shit, dog. He obviously needs to, not get his ass kicked and have to go viral. That sucks.
Absolutely, Matt. One more thing. I want to close out the show on this here, giving us an update on Coach Prime here. We actually
there's an update.
There's an update. I think we'll actually like this as we close out here on this fine Friday, Matt. We'll be back on Monday talking all things Colorado Buffaloes football news. We're almost to the season, Matt. Getting closer. I can't wait. But this is actually today, Coach Prime in Texas with Travis Hunter fishing. Take a look. Can't show them. We can't.
Yeah, he's out there doing the thing.
Coach Prime and Travis.
Good.
I had a Jaguars radio host named RJ Saunders on my show yesterday. I mean, I can't wait to see how the Jaguars use Travis. It sounds like they're all in on using him in all aspects of wide receiver, DB. He said that he expects them to start, kind of be primarily wide receiver, sprinkle him in at DB, and then, kind of work his way up on each side. But I can't wait to see Travis on the Jags. But then we're going to see Coach Prime and Travis fishing. An update, Matt.
Look, it's great to see him out and about and doing his thing because he's been under the weather. This is very encouraging. So, I as opposed to discussing Travis, I think that they are dumb as fuck if they don't play him both ways. He's young. This is the time to do it. Again, I think he's going to be an all-pro DB and an all-pro receiver at the same time. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but eventually in the next 2 or 3 years, he will be first-team all-pro receiver, first-team all-pro DB. Bank it. So, and then after that, he can stop playing both ways if he wants to. But until then, I just think that the opportunity to go chase the greatness and to potentially put yourself in a position to be that guy where they can say one day Travis Hunter is the first player to ever go AP or first player to ever go first team All-Pro as an offensive player, a receiver, and an All-Pro as a defensive player at DB. So that shit is something that will probably never happen again if it does happen at all. So, yeah, man, I'm excited to see if it were to occur.
I can't wait to see Travis with the Jags. I can't wait to see how they use him. He's going to be, I mean, we know how special he is. Unicorn. Matt, great show on this fine Friday. Folks who are watching, hit that like button, subscribe, become a member of the Dungeon family. Matt, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
No, man, great Friday. Everybody enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on Monday. We'll probably go Monday, Wednesday, and Friday next week. We'll be back at the normal time, 1 o'clock. On Monday, we're going to try and have an NFL guest. I got a couple of different guys that I might bring on the show. Definitely one of them is probably going to be Willie Anderson. Trying to get Urlacher on because we're going to talk about the all-quarter century team, right? That's what it's called. The first 25 years from 2000 to 2005, the NFL released their quarter century team. ESPN did, excuse me. And there's a lot of guys that are on it, and there's a lot of guys that are not. And there's some guys that are not on it where I think it's just fucking ridiculous that they're not on this team. But there's some guys that are also on it that, you know, I'd like to talk to and get on the show and really dive into this because I think it's pretty cool. And we'd love to get as much fan interaction with that as we possibly can. Other than that, though, great show. Again, the mega camp up in Northern Colorado today was fucking incredible. With the amount of kids and the amount of 6-0 guys that got offered and got more opportunities to go play college football. That's why we do this shit. To all the parents and all the players and everybody out there, coaches who are looking for opportunity and looking for, you know, a way to go achieve your goals, go check out 60academy.com. Check out everything we do online. Send me a DM. We'll set up a consult for you, and we will get fucking rolling. All right. We appreciate everybody. Happy Friday. I'm Matt McChesney. That is my man Bailey on the ones and twos, and we are out. Peace.
We'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.